Okay, so this is the final thing that I have. But since all the big economic news of the downturn and, recession, depression, whatever's going on, um, there's been a lot of press or more publications about alternative currencies. And have you seen a difference, or how has Ithaca hours made a difference in the current economic situation, or has it been the current situation hit Ithaca differently, or have you seen any ways that hours have I don't know how what's the better way to ask?
Since you have Ithaca hours here, do you think Ithaca is weathering the downturn better than if they didn't have it? Like what?
Yeah, right. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, and there's also a lot of potential because we've got this system that I mean, we're sort of like the ant, not the grasshopper. That we've been working on this system for a long time, and now it's in place. And the interest in Ithaca hours has grown. I mean, it's been torrential. The media interest. I think Time magazine has done 3 separate pieces on local currencies since December. We did a piece in Newsweek that was, we figured it'd be like on page 44 or something like that, but it was on page 9, just with all the news also of like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and like that. We talked to the Wall Street Journal this week, USA Today, and one of the now we're going on our first ever outreach campaign where we're going to like a lot of the bigger businesses in town that maybe, even 2 years ago they wouldn't think of Ithaca hours. It was just, not big enough for them to think about, and because there were credit cards. So, and that's what places like, Wegmans use, and that's what, the stores in the mall depend upon. And now credit cards are not the great deal that they seem to be to people a few years ago. But we're going on a big outreach campaign, and we'll see how far we get with that. I think that actually it's pretty much the sky is the limit because everybody is hurting these days. I mean, Cornell University, they haven't been shy about it. They have let people know that their endowment depleted 30%, which is like, exactly the same as my 401k is about 30%. So I guess it's, pretty much universal. So we went to Cornell to talk to them. If we had gone up to them a year ago to talk to them, I don't think they would understand why we were coming to talk to them. Like an operation that, maybe we generate $1 million worth of business a year, but they generate $1 million worth of business in an hour, So, but they were receptive. They wanted to hear about what we could do for them. We have talked to the city. We have talked to the county, and both the city and the county are facing big deficits, and they don't know how they're going to solve them. So this is one of the ways, and they're listening. I mean, we talked to the mayor, and then the mayor asked us to talk to Common Council, as our city council is known as, and we're in talks with them where it looks like they're going to begin to accept Ithaca hours for trash tags and for water bills and for building permits. And we talked to the public transportation system here. We have a very well-developed public transportation bus system in Ithaca for a town of our size. It's mostly, a big part of it is Cornell, to get people to and from Cornell. We had one 45-minute meeting with the executive council of the transportation system, and they said yes, that they would begin to accept Ithaca hours. Because they see it as a way to increase their ridership, and they know that it's like, sometimes we'll hear from people, like a small business, they'll say, well, what is it, sort of like a coupon or something that I can, if I'm taking 10% Ithaca hours, that's like a 10% coupon or something? And we'll say, yeah, but imagine it's a coupon. I mean, if you put a coupon on the paper for 10% off, and somebody comes in with a coupon and you're happy that they came in, but then you throw the coupon in the garbage. So imagine a coupon that you could take that somebody brought to you, and you could go and that you could use it at another store, anywhere in town, or all over town. But that's what it's like. So Yeah, like I say, a year ago, if we had gone to talk to the city government, the county government, there would not have been a conversation. Um, Even though I will say that for a long time they have been very happy about the existence of Ithaca Hours because it brings a lot of attention to town.
Mm-hmm.
We have visitors from Japan at least half a dozen times a year. They have like 40 local currency systems over there. So they come over here to study Ithaca Hours. And we recently did a piece with Der Spiegel magazine in Germany, where they sent a correspondent over here who was going to go 30 days from coast to coast. And he was doing this actually like a video report for their online website. And he was a young guy, and he was going to be riding around in a little van, and he was going to go to like the 24 most interesting places in the United States or something like that. And he landed in New York, and he showed people around New York, you know, on this little blog, video blog. And then the next place he came to was Ithaca. And he came to Ithaca specifically for Ithaca Hours. And the day that his video report on Ithaca Hours went online on Der Spiegel, I didn't know that it had appeared that day, but I took a look at our website, and you know, you can log in and see how many hits there have been. It was about 9 in the morning, and usually it used to be that we would get like 30 hits a day, maybe 100, you know. Now we get like 200-300 a day, but this particular day it was like 9 in the morning, and I clicked on and I saw that there were 456 hits at 9 in the morning. I'm like, what happened today, you know? And then I looked to see where they were from, and about 80% of them ended in .de for Deutschland. So, you know, all those people were intrigued enough by Ithaca Hours to log on to find out about Ithaca Hours. So anyway, sorry for the long story, but it's just indicative of the interest that comes to Ithaca because of Ithaca Hours. Yeah, it was funny. It occurred to me that day. I thought, probably at this point, like if you were in Germany and you were to say to people, name 2 cities in New York State, they would say New York City and Ithaca. You know. So you know, it's not, the thing about it is that it's not just frivolous publicity at this point, and I think this is one of the reasons why politicians are talking to us. We're talking to our Congressman Maurice Hinchey, who is a great guy anyway. But you know, politicians are out there. I think anybody who can, you know, we've got this system in place. It's been running for 18 years, and we have shown that it works. It's very simple to understand. So now I think there are a lot of politicians who are thinking, hey, let me be the next Barack Obama, you know, who inspires people to, you know, to use their intellect and to use their guts and to, you know, reach out to their neighbors and to solve problems and not just worry about them and not hope that somebody else is going to do something about them. I mean, to me, that's like the American way. You know, like you have an idea and you talk to your neighbors about it and you go out and do it. And another thing about Ithaca Hours is the fact that it sort of, you know, I hate to use this word, but it empowers people to do something, you know, and it sort of cuts across all kinds of lines. I mean, actually, for a while, you know, we have kind of had the reputation of like hippie money, you know, because, you know, the reality is that the system did start with the progressive community, but we're making a real effort now to reach out to all segments of the community and to let people know, you know, it's not about that. It's not about left and right, red or blue, you know, any of that jazz. It's like, it's about a community, you know, and, you know, I don't really care about anybody's political beliefs who belongs to Ithaca Hours, you know, and I think it's a great way for people to work together without that kind of divisive thing. You know, like if we're all working for our community and investing in our community with this idea that anybody can participate in. So it's showing people that, you know, like, you know, maybe my next door neighbor, you know, would vote for Sarah Palin for president, you know, and like in talking to somebody like that, am I ever going to convince them that they should vote for Barack Obama, you know, or are they ever going to convince me that I should vote for Sarah Palin? That's never going to happen, you know, but the idea that people are working on something like this, where it's like, I don't care who you vote for, you know, I don't care what church you go to. I don't care anything. All I care about is the fact that you're my neighbor. You live here in town with me. I want you to be able to have a comfortable life, you know, put food on the table, do some things that you want to do, have enough money to live comfortably. And, you know, the other stuff sort of doesn't matter. If we can work together, then maybe we see that, you know, as the saying goes, we're more alike than we are different.